I will go ahead and start this video after this intro. What is up, you guys, and welcome back to another video. Currently out here with the homie Davin, and currently in the process still of going ahead and getting the brakes done on my car. Obviously, as you guys saw yesterday, I was sold the wrong brake pad, so I had to wait an extra day so that the new brake pads could go ahead and come in. So I'm going to show you guys that real quick. So this is where we're at. Obviously, like I said, the old brake pad is out, and as you guys can see, this thing has no brake pad at all whatsoever. So if you guys are interested in what it should look like, that's exactly what it should look like. So obviously that is a huge difference, and we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we fix that today. But obviously we also need to go ahead and push these pistons back in, like I was telling you guys yesterday. So if you guys missed yesterday's vlog, make sure you guys go ahead and take a second to go ahead and check it out, because I talk about the components on what you have to do in order to access the actual brake pads within the caliper and all of that type of stuff. So if you guys are interested in finding that out, make sure to go ahead and check out yesterday's vlog. And today's vlog is basically just going to be us installing these new brake pads onto the front brakes, and then we're going to move our way to the back brakes as well, where we also have to bleed the system, because obviously I'm going to be introducing some air if I'm going to be pushing these pistons back at the same time while releasing some pressure in the back. So if you, like I said, if you guys haven't already, make sure to check out yesterday's vlog so you guys can connect it to today's. All right, so basically what I'm doing right here is I put in the old brake pad real quick. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but this piston is still pushed out. I managed to push the other one in. I'm gonna go ahead and jam this guy in there, just so I put the brake pad just so that it doesn't damage the rotor. And then as you go ahead and release the bleeder screw, you're gonna see that there's obviously air in the system. So I'm gonna raise it up just a little bit right here. And then as I'm doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and push on this piston, or pull on it, so that all this air can come out and the piston can start opening up and closing just a little bit, just like that. And as you guys could probably see, I don't know if you guys saw that, but the pistons are now closed up, so I can go ahead and fit the new brake pad in there. New brake pads are now in. So like I said, I went ahead and took this. You could also use just a regular flathead, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and take the old brake pad, put it on, and then over here within that little gap, you would go ahead and reach the pistons and then push off of the old brake pad, and then that would go ahead and compress the actual piston itself. But in order to do that, you also have to loosen the bleeder screw. So once you do that, fluid's gonna start shooting out, as well as with air, and I have the little catch over here. Then once all that fluid begins to come out, then you close the bleeder screw so that the piston stays in place. Then you can go ahead and place your new brake pads in, and once that's in, that's it. Then you can go ahead and start reassembling everything. So all the clips and all the little pins that go in as well, make sure that they line up properly, and you're all set. So now we got it from the other side, and this is exactly the same thing. So you're just gonna go ahead and pull this clip, get it out from the middle first, and then you pull it out from the holes in the pin right there, the pin right there that holds it. Take that off. We're gonna take this little hammer, we're gonna go ahead and hit the pin that's on the back side. Loosen up, pull it out real quick, and be careful, because that will have some tension, it'll spring up. And once this is off, you go ahead and take them off, take out the other pin, and then you have access once again to the brake pads. So now we moved on to the back. So I'm just finishing up getting these lugs off. What the back looks like when it comes to the brake calipers, because they're just slightly bit different. Alright, so as you guys can see, same type of brake caliper setup. The only difference is this one is a dual piston, so there's one piston on this side and then the other side, and so it's going to act the same way, but instead of two pistons on each side, so a 4-piston caliper, this is a 2-piston caliper, and everything's going to be the exact same thing. So it has the clips, and the brake pads are on the inside. You got to go ahead and take off the clips, take off the pins, and then you can go ahead and access the brakes themselves. All right, so finishing up on the rear, finally got this opened up, took out the last brake pad, and like I said, guys, let this be an example of what you guys should not do. Do not wait super long for you guys to go ahead and finish up taking out or switching out your brake pads, because then they end up like this, and that's really the last thing you want. Like I said, these are non-existent, and it's honestly pretty shameful for me. It's honestly embarrassing for me to go ahead and show this to you guys, but let this serve as an example of what not to do. So make sure you guys go ahead and change your brake pads regularly, or when you need to do them, and do them on time so that this doesn't happen. All right, you guys, so a majority of what we did today was literally just a bunch of repetitions. So like I said, everything in the front on the brakes was exactly what we had to do in the back, and this actually is very specific to the twin turbo Supra, because I know that the base model Supra has a different brake pad system, so make sure you guys go ahead and know the difference between both of those. But when it comes to the twin turbo system, it's a 4-piston caliper in the front and a 2-piston caliper in the rear, and like I said, it has all the pins as well as the little brackets that go ahead and hold the brake pads in place, and it's the same thing all around. And so that's the only reason why I didn't go ahead and show you guys what was going on in the back, was because basically it was the exact same thing in the front. Other than that, once I was done putting in all the new brake pads all around the car, I went and bled the system, and obviously I didn't really take time to go ahead and show you guys that, but if you guys go ahead and type in how to bleed a brake system on YouTube, you guys can go ahead and find that. I just didn't feel like it was really necessary to go ahead and show it, because it's literally a very general education, very general knowledge all across the board. So if you guys go ahead and look that up on another video, you guys will go ahead and find it. But other than that, the car is sitting, the car is running, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take it for a test drive and just make sure that there are no leaks and everything is good. I pray that I don't crash or anything, because it's one thing to go ahead and get my car running and, you know, be able to go, and it's another thing to be able to stop. So you know, fingers crossed, everything was done right, but I'm pretty confident in the job that I did. And just a quick shout out to my homie Christine and the homie Davin for being here all day with me. So thank you guys, appreciate you guys, and I love you guys, and let's just go ahead and get this done. And as of right now, the pedal does not feel very mushy as it used to be, so I think that's a good thing. And we're just getting ready to go ahead and just take off real quick. So fingers crossed I don't have to use my e-brake, but I know at some point I'm gonna brake super hard to hopefully activate the ABS system to make sure that the ABS is still working, and we'll see how it goes and how it turns. You guys, so once I started driving, my pedal actually got a lot more stiff, so I'm braking very, very quickly, and actually I don't even have to press on the brake that hard for it to actually work. So I'm very, very happy so far. As of right now, it seems like my brakes are working a lot better than they used to. It's not as mushy, and they're reacting very fast. So I'm pretty happy, pretty excited to say that I actually was able to do this job, even though I was tripping out a bunch. But so far, so good.